Hi everyone, this is Durga Prasad. So, as the title suggests, today we're going to discuss about what is a financial planning analysis and what are the different work that you will do under the FP&A domain if you get into this, and then how it is actually usually different from the traditional finance function that you will see like taxation and then auditing, right? So before jumping into the topic, let me introduce myself. This is Durga Prasad. I'm a chartered accountant by profession. So I worked for a year in Infosys under the financial planning and analysis department. Then later on, I moved to a US based rapidly growing IT company called Oran Innovation into the financial planning analysis department. So here I look after the uh, very good chunk of a business with respect to FP&A. So yeah, let's jump into the topic. So first, what is financial planning and analysis is? See, as the name suggests, financial planning analysis, right? So financial planning, and then there is analysis. So planning is all about future. You can layman terms, it's all about the future. Planning means 5 year plans or whatever it may be. So here you will do the budgeting, you will do the forecasting, right? So basically, you try to predict how the company's finance should be in the future, how the revenue should be in the future. So something like that. Everything. I will come into this topic, and then analysis part, under the analysis what you do, you will simply do post-mortem analysis about the mostly the past, what happened in the past, how much revenue got, margins we got, everything related to the past, right? The balance sheet, the P&L, the cash flows you will do, and then there is the industry parameters will be there, so which you will call as the metrics, operational metrics, that also a post-mortem analysis, everything related to the numbers you will do analysis so that you will make a sound decision about the future. So that's about the FP&A simple. You will here you will do the future, and then you will also do the past, so simple. So you will understand the past. I will go and predict how my future should be so that I'll my business will run sustainably, means it will run in the long term so that everyone will be happy, investor will be happy, management will be happy, employees will be happy. So that's about the FP and A, that what it is. Then coming to second question, what actually the different works that you will do under the FP&A. So first you should understand that the typical FP&A function is divided into three major subparts. So firstly is the budgeting function, and secondly MIS reporting, and third and finally the pricing teams, or which is also called as a deal evaluation teams. So now, what is the budgeting team? As the name suggests, budget is all about the future, right? So here the team whoever is responsible will try to forecast how much the company's revenues, how much the revenues, how much the cost, the salary cost, the other major every cost which are there in the P&L, and then eventually they will predict the how much gross margin should be coming. They will allocate the budget for the S&M, which is sales and marketing. They will allocate the budget for the G&A, right? General and administration. This will be done very detailed exercise. So maybe the name sounds so vague, but this will be done very detailedly. So because of that, you will learn a lot of business. Because to predict the revenue, you will have to understand the business. You will have to understand the clients. You will have to understand different types of revenues coming, and how what is the proper way of predicting the revenue. Salary, to understand the predicting to predict the salary, you will have to understand so much about the salary itself. So there is so much of learning that goes into this, but as simply saying a budgeting function is all about dealing about the future. It's help because without a proper guide, without a proper roadmap, not just career but also company will fail, right? So if we have some target that I want to achieve $100 million revenue by end of FY23, then uh, then only company maybe have a if everyone in the company, every leader in the company at the lower to highest level be given a target, then they'll try to achieve something, otherwise it's very difficult. So that is the reason the function is there here. So it's help the business actually to maintain its you know uh, the company itself in the prop, because we will have a direction because of the budgeting function. That's why it's very very important. And also along with this, the budgeting function will also do the analysis of the past, because without knowing the past we cannot predict the future, right? So simple, that's about the budgeting function. Then secondly, MIS reporting function. So MIS reporting functions work starts where a accounting team function works, and simple, every quarter end or month end or year end we will have, or half year obviously, the books will be closed for any company, right? So it's a listed company, obviously quarterly the books will be closed. Once the books are closed, MI's functions work will start from here. What they will do? They'll prepare so many P&Ls as per required by lowest to highest level. In the sense, at account level, for example, we have a Apple as a customer. So the app they will prepare P&L for Apple separately. They'll prepare, and then there are group of companies which we'll call as a vertical. For example, all the technology related company will call as the technology. So maybe we'll say Tesla will you will take Apple on so many clients you will take all of them, maybe 10 clients you will group and call as some vertical. So for that group of clients also you will prepare one P&L, because for that separate head will be there. Account level separate head will be there. Geography wise separate head will be there for India, for Mexico, for USA, Europe. Geography wise separate heads will be there, delivery heads. So for all this you will prepare different P&Ls, all the, and then balance sheet may be required, that you will prepare cash flows, you will prepare. There are so many industry related report will be there, which is like utilization report, the revenue per head count report, the cost reports, so many which whatever required from CEO or the CFO ad hoc report will be there. Like they'll want instantly that I want so and so report to analyze something. Then you have to prepare that. You have to sometimes they want they might ask you to prepare billing rates report, so that you have to prepare. Basically, these guys will prepare. These guys basically the backend people. Whatever they ask from them, they'll just simply prepare those reports and circulate to everyone, right? And as I forgot to say, even in budgeting function, you will do the budgeting at various levels. Account level, you will do at a vertical level, you will do final at the company level. There will be so much of hierarchy in any company, right? So lowest to highest level. So basically the purpose of budgeting team is to create a targets for it lowest to the highest level, from CEO to the lowest level person, like for example account level head, right? So for Microsoft client, there is one head is there. So for him also one target will be given, like maybe achieve half a million revenues by end of this quarter, then achieve 10% gross margin, something like that. That will be there. And in budgeting function, you will deal with so many heads, so many different sets of people, like the delivery heads, and then the geography heads, the CEO, the CFO. You'll deal with the senior management, you'll deal with the HR heads, and then you'll deal with the local finance guys, you'll deal with the local CFO. So basically the budgeting function will help you understand the finance within finance itself. Also you'll deal with the taxation team, because you need to understand tax to arrive at the profit. You'll deal with the revenue reporting team, because that they will help you to understand how much the revenue all this is coming. Then this will help you to get a good understanding over the business itself. So that's why it's very very important. Then budgeting and the MS is done. Finally the pricing team. So the pricing team basically those people who look after a new deal that is coming. For example, as a company, I might be getting a new client into us, right? I need to quote for a new client, maybe Apple, let's say. Now I have to tell them that this is the amount that I will be going to billing to you if you come and offer, if I offer services to you, right? So now I have to ensure that I'm not quoting so less and also not so more, because again the competition is there. If I quote so less, I'll end up in losses. If I quote so more, then again the competitors will take away the client. So that is the reason. So these guys will ensure that a proper quote is done to them, so that they will understand how much we should be billing, so that like they'll basically prepare the quote, right? How much billing we should be doing. Based upon that we'll get the client. They are very very strategic team. And also they'll, for any new acquisition, which is inorganic growth usually called in the industry. So if any new acquisition, for example, say I'm a $500 million company, half a million dollars company, so half a billion company, then so I'm going to acquire a small company which is $10 million company, because I want to grow rapidly. Now I have to pay something to them, right? Now what is that amount, which is called purchase consideration? So I have to pay something to them to acquire them, right? So that is the reason this pricing team will find out how much cash flow that we'll get from them in future. You might have studied in the SFM, obviously, how much of the cash flows we'll get from them in the future. What is the benefit with that I'll get over the maybe in the next foreseeable future. Then how much is the purchase consideration that I should be paying them. At the same time, I should ensure that I'm not paying quoting so much less PC, because competitors again will take away. But again, at the same time, not paying so much to them, right? Obviously, along with this, quality factors will also be taken. So there are so many things which comes into the pricing team. Again, it's a very very strategic team. These are the three functions: only the budgeting, MIS, and then pricing teams. So now one more thing I want to say: both budgeting and the pricing teams are kind of a front end roles, because you will deal with so many people here. In the budgeting team, you will deal with the almost majority of the people in the company, not in the finance, in the company. The delivery people also you will deal a lot: CEO, CFO, senior manager. Even in the pricing team, it's little concentrated toward the strategy. That's why you will deal with the CEO, the management, CFO, senior management, something like that. You'll less go to the HR, those people maybe. So that's how these both pricing and then budgeting teams are structured, so as a front end roles. And then in this case, one more coin, one more name is being coined, which is calling as a business finance partnering, right? So it's a mixture of budgeting and then pricing teams are called as finance partnering. So basically it's a mixture of both of these roles. And then the MS reporting is a back-end function. So here you will understand lots about the reports and all these things, but basically it's a back-end reporting team, because you will only deal with the preparing the whatever the report that they will be asking. You will just circulating them. Maybe you're answering their queries. It's a not a strategic team. You don't deal with the about the future. The moment you don't deal with the future, it becomes a back end role. Okay, just understand that. And finally, how it is different from other roles in the finance. So basically in the finance, you usually you have might have seen the auditing, right? Or you might have seen the accounting, you might have seen the taxation, so everything related to generating or something like that still now. So those are traditional roles and back end roles, but in this FP&A is, as I said, is a front end role, because you will it's a strategic role. It's even not even required for a business. Usually, you don't see in the FP&A unless it's a very ambitious or big company, because these people will help the management in decision making. Please understand that. So if I remove API functions suddenly, nothing is going to happen to the company immediately. Obviously, decision may be hampered, but why I'm saying this, because if I remove accounting function or taxation function, it will be very very serious problem, because compliance to all these issues come. But FP&A is not a compliance problem; it's a decision making problem. That is, it's a very strategic team. They will help the business a lot. They will understand the business a lot. They'll directly deal with the senior management. All this. Basically, these are the people who are decision enablers, you can say, rather than report makers, right? So you'll have to give lots of finance suggestions as well. That's why it's very very different role if you see from the traditional finance point of view. You know that there is investment banking and then management consulting, those kind of also front end roles. So FP&A is basically is into the business itself and then helping them into make finance decision. But in investment banking, again, it's different. It's a client to client changes, and then same with the management consulting. It's not into the business itself. First thing. Secondly, in IB and then MC both are very very difficult to get into. Okay, maybe there are lots of competition from the IITs and all these MBAs, usually CAs or the CMAs or the finance guys, professionals, or usually don't able to get it. Even MBAs also top tier MBAs, 1% of them will be get into the IB and then management consulting. So that's the reason FP&A is very good career opportunity to get into. There is yep. So that's just I wanted to discuss about that. Then very detailed I discussed actually. So what is FP&A and what are the different that work that you do under the FP&A, and then how is different from the other finance roles. So maybe in the later part of the one more video, maybe I'll really there I'll discuss about career opportunities available, how a fresher can get into it, and then how to prepare for the interview and something like that. So I hope it really helps you guys, because I prepared this video without any so much of preparation. So I just recorded this instantly, and I really hope that it really helps you, because I could not find so many videos on the FP&A. And as I was in as I'm in this profile more than 1.5 years, so I thought of preparing something. And yep, I hope it really helps you. Please let me know any doubts in the comment section. So this is Durga Prasad. I'm a chartered accountant, and I work under FP&A. So signing off. Thank you so much. Keep on learning and keep on shining.